Hello and welcome to IGN Plays Live. I'm Casey DeFreitas and I'm here with Mitchell Saltzman, the reviewer of Devil May Cry 5.
It's
and
me.
Man, he's so good. He's killing it at all of his Devil May Cry stuff. We're going to show
thank
you his amazing skills at the most
Well,
difficult
hold on,
difficulty.
Casey. Let's bring it down a notch.
I'm sorry, I'm building you up
let's
so
bring
much,
it down
Mitchell.
a notch.
You're
Let's
just
set those expectations right where they should be.
All right, look, I'm a noob. He's taught me a lot of things, and I'm very appreciative. So hopefully he'll teach you guys some stuff or just show you some awesome gameplay that you've been looking forward to.
Yeah, I think what we wanted to do with this stream is we wanted to use it as an opportunity. I make a lot of bold claims in my review. I say that this is, the best Devil May Cry. I say that this is one of the best combat systems you'll find in video games. And so I kind of just wanted this stream to have a way to explain myself why that is, rather than just, being limited to a word count of a review, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
So we're going to do two things in this stream. We're going to first start with a pretty fresh save. I want to avoid spoilers. And then later on, maybe like the last 20 minutes, I want to jump into Dante Must Die difficulty so you can see what that looks like. It's very tough.
I mean, I saw him, I think it was at mission 4 or 5 that you were playing as yesterday on the Dante Must Die difficulty, and you were doing really good in one-shotting enemies.
Yeah.
So
also, Brian, can we get the game audio up a little bit?
Thanks, Brian.
There it is. Cool.
And just so you know, we are on Twitch, YouTube, and IGN.com. So if you guys have things to say, let us know. Maybe you'll get a shout out.
Hit us up. So this is going to be weird because I've been playing so much on my endgame save that I don't really have a lot of the tools that I've been using all throughout. So it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment, but we'll get there.
All right.
Also, what's up, chat? How's it going?
Hello, chat. Leanne Maharaj says, say Mortal Kombat 11 is the best.
I mean, Mortal Kombat 11 is really good. I think we can get the game audio up a little bit more, Brian. Cool.
Genghis Vong says, why is combat is so good?
Yeah,
why
so let's talk about that.
So good. Sorry, there's a couple of extra ises in there.
So it's funny, we're playing the demo level, and I did a playthrough of the demo, so a lot of this is going to be repeated from what I've said there. But I think the beauty of not just Devil May Cry 5's combat, but Devil May Cry's combat in general, is that it allows for a creative expressionness, or I don't even know if that's the right way to say it, but it allows you to be creatively expressive in how you dole out your combat. Usually a lot of games are just focused on, fighting all the enemies, getting from, point A to point B, etc., etc. But with Devil May Cry, there's that style guide right there that you always want to try to impress. It's like, you're trying to impress your teacher in school by getting high grades. And so there's this extra element of wanting to see what you can do to get that S rank.
Yeah, it encourages you instead of just doing well enough to get by, it encourages you to get good, like especially good. And there's not any one best combo that you continuously do to deal out damage, which is so refreshing and nice, because I fall into that a lot, where I find the best thing that works and then I just do it repeatedly. But here there are so many different things that work, also dependent on which enemies you're fighting and what kind of situation it is, that the combat is always so varied. It keeps things really interesting.
Yeah. Also, I forgot, what we're also trying to do is we're trying to find some secrets for Casey, because she's she's our wikis editor.
Hello.
And so we want to see if we can find some stuff for her.
We're looking for secret missions specifically.
So we're not going to find that here, but we are going to find the gold orb, which is good to talk about.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, there we go. So here you just went off the beaten path, so you just hopped over a wall, and you did not have to go in this direction, but there is a gold orb there in the back. Right. And gold orbs are also known as revival orbs. So if you get knocked out during the boss fight, or just blindsided by a group of enemies, you can come back with full health right from where you left off. You don't even have to restart the fight.
Yeah, it's very, very helpful. And actually, it kind of leads into one of the things I talked about in my review, where I think that this game is a little more forgiving than previous Devil May Cry games have been, mainly because you have that option of the gold orb. You have that option to, if you die, you can just pay a gold orb, you get all your health back, you get all of your devil trigger or whatever meter you have back. If you're playing as Nier, you get all of your devil breakers back.
It's really nice.
And it allows you to just basically continue right where you left off. The enemy will still have the same health if you're playing a boss. You can also pay red orbs, and if you pay the maximum amount of red orbs, you actually deal a huge amount of damage with an explosion.
Wow. I
to
have
an
not
enemy.
done that. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
And also, the more red orbs you pay, the more health you come back with.
yeah.
So if you were like right at the end of the fight and you're like, I can kill this boss in 2 more hits, you can pay like a very small amount of red orbs and just pick up from where you left off.
Yeah.
But I found the checkpoints for bosses are really forgiving as well.
Yeah, so even if you don't want to come back right where you left off, you can just give up, and it sucks to have a option there that just says give up, but it puts you back to the latest checkpoint. And checkpoints, I feel like, are kind of Mega Man-esque. They there's one in the middle. Oh
no!
I hate getting hit. There's one in the middle. There's one right before a boss, and that's pretty much it. But still, if you die at a boss, which is usually where you're gonna die, it's not terrible to be able to just restart the game right where you left off. Basically.
And I found after you already play a mission, you already know where to go, where the secrets are, and what to do. So if you have to go back to a midway checkpoint, it's not that big of a deal because you can get through it twice as fast usually.
Yeah. So if you're wondering, I saw a thing. I did a first 15. I did the gameplay for first 15 of this game, and people were complaining that I never lock on, that I do all this stuff. Locking on is very interesting in Devil May Cry because it's not like a typical action game where you have to lock on in order to hit the enemy that you're aiming at. Locking on basically allows you to. It essentially is a modifier.
Mm-hmm.
So when you lock on, you can do this. You can do your uppercut to knock them in the air. Later on, you'll get a stinger style attack where you can dash forward.
But you
and
have
close the
access
distance real
to
quick.
like totally different combos based on whether or not you're locking on. So if you prefer a style of play where you prefer the attacks that you have access to without locking on, it makes sense to do that. And also, you taught me a really interesting thing about jumping the other day. So jumping, I'm sure all of you Devil May Cry players know this, but you get invincibility frames on your way up from the jump.
Yeah.
And this is something that I like subconsciously noticed while playing. I was like, oh, why did I get hit by that laser beam? That's weird, because I was jumping. So a lot of times jumping is actually better than dodging, and you can dodge while locked on, but you only jump when you're not locked on.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because Mark Medina texted me last night, basically saying like, "How do I avoid getting hit by the Goliath?" And I gave him the same hint.
Jump.
I'm like, "Don't try to roll, jump." And that's something that And I'm glad that you're here, Casey, to give that perspective of what it's like just jumping into the series with Devil May Cry 5. Because that's something that I've known over the course of Devil May Cry 1, Devil May Cry 3. I didn't really play all that much Devil May Cry 2 because Devil May Cry 2 is a bad game. Fight me.
No. I think that's a general consensus.
No, it's a general consensus, absolutely. What was I saying? So yeah, that's just something that I've always known playing a bunch of Devil May Cry, is that when you want to dodge something, you just jump. So okay, we're just gonna go this way.
Yeah, I actually went back and replayed the prologue boss just to see like how I could do after playing for a couple of hours, and man, I did so significantly better.
Yeah.
Even with my I'm not that far in the game yet.
Yeah.
But man, even with my limited kit and health and everything, I still got pretty far. But
so what we're gonna try to do here is I'm gonna try to upgrade. I'm gonna try to get to 4,500 or 45,000
red orbs.
Red orbs, so that I can get enemy steps, so I can show off my number one tip for this game.
Yeah.
Which I told you about. It's that get enemy step as soon as you can, because it completely changes the nature of this game. Ooh, look at that Buster arm.
That's nice.
Bah, bah.
So that is only if you are not locked on and you hold back and press B. That's how you do that kind of attack.
Yeah.
I just learned that
make
recently.
love to the camera. Sorry.
But yeah, so there's a lot of really cool things that you can only do if you're not locking on. Like you can't even use the your Devil Breaker's like AoE attack if you're locking on. And that is a really good attack. Checking out the chat.
Oh, we got a really nice comment from Gavin Hard. Casey, Mitchell, you are both awesome and love everything you do for IGN. A genuine passion for the games you love, and it shows in all your videos and the way you talk about them.
Thank you.
Do it, Casey pose. No, I think this one's Miranda. Casey is.
Yeah,
Miranda.
I'm the one.
um.
Or the ha 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 one.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get a Mega Buster just so we can show that off. Yeah, let's go up.
Skull Island King Kong 2017 says, "Will there be a DMC 6?"
Oh God, I hope so.
I hope so.
Here's the thing. I think Capcom is in the middle of kind of a renaissance right now, where they're realizing that their back catalog of games is so strong that they can just kind of keep going back into that well of games that they haven't really shown off in a really long time, and they can find huge successes. And so hopefully they realize, or hopefully Devil May Cry 5 does well enough where they realize that this is a AAA tier, game for them.
I think after all the praise it's been getting, and how
Triple
good
S
it looks, yes. Hopefully they'll come back sooner. Because when did the last one come out? It's been a while.
It's been like 10 years.
Yeah, that's
So,
a long freaking time, guys.
Let's also, be clear, there was DMC Devil May Cry, and I'm going to make a controversial statement here on stream right now. You can like the classic Devil May Cry series and the rebooted series by Ninja Theory at the same time. It's not impossible. It's something you can do. It's something that I personally, feel really strongly about. I like DMC Devil May Cry. I think that game is great. I think both these game series can live on their own. And man, I wish I had. So, Casey, I don't have the move that will let me crash down here. But if you do a helm splitter right here, you can go down and get a blue orb.
I have that in my walkthrough on IGN.com/wikis/Devil May Cry 5. Also, you can just Google Devil May Cry 5 IGN wikis. Also, that wiki's in a rough state right now because I don't want to spoil anything yet because the game's not out yet, so I've been holding off on posting stuff. So it's in a rough state with no screenshots right now. But by 9 p.m. today, that'll be a lot more fleshed out.
Yeah, so it's been 11 years if you don't count DMC. Oh, here's our first secret mission.
I'm glad that they give you the first one, or else I would have no idea what I was looking at.
This is kind of a gimme. All right, so
just teaching you like, hey, these things exist.
Basically, what secret missions are is you see these markings on the wall, and you have to find a way to match it up, complete the marking, and then you can activate the secret mission. So it's a little different than how it worked in the past, which is usually you just find something that looks off in the environment and press B on it, and you would go into a secret mission.
I did also find a few secret red orb caches, the ones where you just stand still for a while and they just appear.
There's one up there actually. I didn't really get to show it off. But.
Are there any markers at all for that?
Whoop. Are there any markers for what?
Red orb caches, the secret ones.
I don't think so.
Yeah, the one I found was just it was in mission 4. It was V's first mission, and it's scaffolding, and there's some behind some green orbs, and you have to stand in a specific spot. But there wasn't any marking. There's just like rubble on the floor.
Kill that guy. I'm gonna use a Mega Buster. So this is the Mega Buster. If you've played Mega Man, you know what it's all about. You can do this.
That's
pretty cool. It's pretty cool, but I actually don't really like it that much.
Alex says, is there finally a dodge button without locking on?
No.
But jumping is a dodge.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Again, that's kind of just something that you have to learn.
Yeah.
It's something you have to adjust to when you play Devil May Cry. Savage. But when you play as Dante and you do the trickster style, that basically gives you a dodge button. Also, if you play as Dante and you use Royal Guard, that gives you a block button. That's another unique thing about Devil May Cry. There traditionally is not a block.
So how do you get the Mega Man blaster?
It is a deluxe edition Devil Breaker.
Okay.
So you get it if you have the deluxe edition, which, full disclosure, Capcom provided us with a code for the deluxe edition. Otherwise, I think it costs $3 to buy a la carte in the PlayStation Store. They keep giving me Mega Busters. I don't want it. Get out of here.
Are any of the deluxe edition Devil Breakers worth buying, like for gameplay reasons?
Yeah. So there's different price categories for them. I think you can get the Gerbera GP01 for $1. You can get the Pasta Breaker, I think, for $1. And those are actually kind of the best ones.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
thought the game made me believe like pasta burger is garbage. It has
No,
no
it's
real
not.
use.
It's really good.
Okay, so it lies. Devil May Cry lied to me.
All right, let's do one of these. This is my favorite thing to do. Smoker sexy style.
You did it.
And then you put your hood on.
You're not allowed to look at this.
And that's the other thing that I love about Devil May Cry combat, because I don't think there's any other game out there that makes you feel as cool as Devil May Cry does. When you clear a room, all kinds of laser light shows are going on, and you're able to taunt and just like put your hood on, do your cool little
It's
cross arm
also
pose.
incredibly shameless with it. Like the whole time, people are just making wisecracks.
Yeah.
And being cool.
Also, I don't know if people have noticed. We have changed the music, I believe, to play the Devil May Cry 3 theme, which is something you can also do with the deluxe edition. You can get a bunch of music tracks from previous games.
You can also replace cutscenes with the mocap.
Oh, it's so
recorded
good.
Versions. Can we do that?
We'll try to do one of them. I don't want to spoil them too much.
Okay, no, you're right. We shouldn't show cutscenes.
Especially because we have a show happening on Friday where we're gonna be showing that off.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah.
If you are in San Francisco, by the way, we are doing a free Devil May Cry 5 launch live event that you can get tickets for. Follow Mark Medina on Twitter at Mark Medina. He has all the information. But yeah, we're gonna have I think his name is Matt Walker, one of the lead producers on Devil May Cry 5, is going to be around to, talk about the game. There's going to be giveaways, and it's going to be real, real cool. They keep giving me the Mega Buster. I don't want it.
They just really want Mega Man.
Did you get this one, Casey?
Which one?
I think there's a blue orb over here.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah? Oh, of course you did.
I try.
Yeah. So we have a question from Alex151. What does the Pasta Breaker do? The Pasta Breaker is very similar to Punchline, which I don't know if you've played the demo or if you've seen Punchline. The difference is that you can't ride it. So basically, you shoot it out. It does a bunch of hits on an enemy, knocks them back, and then brings them back towards you. So it's cool for a couple of combos related to that.
I am actually gonna take notes during the stream so we can use this capture for other features that we're making.
Yeah. Also, we're gonna look at some of these cutscenes. We're gonna skip most of them, but this is just a character intro.
Yeah, I really like how they have enemy intros for every single enemy you find.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's also something that's I wouldn't even say that's specific to Devil May Cry. I think that's specific just to character action games.
Yeah.
It's a big part of them.
Buddha Boy 96 says he runs so slowly, and I think that's because you haven't gotten the speed
Yeah, I haven't gotten the
ability
speed upgrade yet.
Which is really nice if you're trying to explore fast.
Whoop. See, just jump. You don't need to do fancy dodges. Just jump. Jump all the time. And the nice thing about the enemies in Devil May Cry is that they're very well balanced to you always have enough time to react to them. You'll never be caught off guard. Well, okay, there's a couple of enemies that'll catch you off guard, but
you'll learn.
But most of them have very significant tells to give you time to jump, because the fun of a character action game is being able to keep that combo going, not losing that that style ranking.
Yum Sunday says greatest game ever made? Question mark.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I do think that this is the strongest Devil May Cry game yet. And just to give you a glimpse into my brain as I say that, Devil May Cry 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. So yeah, this game is phenomenal.
Hyperhidrosis asks, is the parry system back in Devil May Cry 5?
So I think if you mean by parry, you mean like hitting objects to knock it back. Yes, that is back.
This is something that I did. So if you yeah, this is a good cutscene. I was fighting a boss during the preview event, and if I was attacking it at the same time it was attacking me, I was able to stagger and then get off the counter attack.
And you actually get style points for that. So yes, that aspect of if that's what you mean by parries, yes, that's still there. And it's actually a big part of the game.
So, I remember this boss fight coming up that you're gonna do. You can parry his fireballs.
Yeah, you can knock him back at him.
Please do that,
I'll try. Here's the thing, Casey. I don't know if he's going to survive long enough for him to use that.
Mitchell. Let him fireball you. You gotta parry. You gotta demonstrate stuff that you can do.
Hello, Casey in Bullet Club says zero tofu.
Sorry, your name is a bright blue neon, and it was difficult to read.
Yeah. Hello, Zero Tofu. All right, so we got the van now. Let's see. Do we have enough to get enemy step? I would really like to get enemy step. I want enemy step.
Do you have enough?
I don't have.
Money? Oh. I
I'll
was like,
have enough
maybe you
after
can sell
this
some
mission.
equipment. That is not this type of game.
Yeah,
There's
I'll
no
have enough
money
after
to
this
sell.
mission. Just sucks I'm gonna have to beat Goliath without enemy step. But it's good
Sorry.
because once again, Mark Medina, if you're watching, just take notes. Other interesting thing about Devil May Cry 5, prior Devil May Cry games have always had consumable items called Vital Stars, which you go into a menu, use them, and they can heal you. Those don't exist in Devil May Cry 5. You don't have any consumable items to heal yourself. So basically, God, that's so cool. So basically, the damage that you take is the damage that you go through the whole level with. So it's very, very important to not take damage. There are a couple of pickups that you can get that will instantly restore your health. And later on, some characters have devil triggers that will refill their health.
Which is like Dante.
Yeah.
Which is very
We're
useful.
gonna skip this. Sorry.
Oh.
If you've played the demo, you've seen that.
Interrupted Goliath.
I know. Sorry.
He deserves to be
You know he's
interrupted.
ugly,
it's okay.
so. All right, but if you don't have enemy step, one of the great things to do in this fight is to. Ooh, well, never mind. I was gonna say the great thing is to make use of Gerbera, because Gerbera
Lets you dodge in the air.
Yes.
As long as you're not locking on, you can press
Yeah.
B and it'll make you.
All right, this is gonna be harder than I thought because I can't do what I usually do, which is just be a jumpy boy.
Well, maybe you should have bought more double burgers at the truck and stocked up with the double burger you wanted.
Yeah, you know, maybe you should have reminded me, Casey.
I'm
Jeez.
sorry. You like left that screen so quick. I was like, oh, he
I'm saving
doesn't
up
need
for the
this.
enemy step. I want the enemy
He
step.
doesn't need these things.
I mean, I don't. Don't. Also, oh man, I would really like to stun this guy so I can show off one of the cooler aspects of the Buster Arm.
Is it a one hit kill?
No.
Okay. Detroit's Lil G says, I never played DMC. Can I jump straight into 5?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I played the first one and only a little bit of DMC, and I started playing this. I'm liking it a lot. It speaks to me on different levels. And no, really, I'm really enjoying this game. I think it's awesome.
That's so cool to hear.
Wait, what? You just left. You
Yeah.
just left him in there doing that thing.
'Cause otherwise, he's gonna suck me in, and I'm gonna have to waste Buster Arm to get out of there. I don't want to deal with that. Did you not know
man.
about that?
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could just like leave.
Yeah, he knocks open the thing, so you can just kind of say, "Screw you, peacing out."
How many times have you played this level?
I've played this level a lot, Casey.
Okay.
This is the demo boss.
I don't feel bad anymore. I've only done it twice.
Oh, he's gonna blow!
You're fine. You got jumps. You got the jumps.
I got the jumps.
Detroit Lil G says the destruction looks great, and it is really cool. I was actually having fun in one of the levels recently. I was in like a mansion, and there's a library, and hitting the bookcases makes books fall off.
Here it is. Here it is.
You're gonna do it. So what was? Oh,
Get Bustered!
wait. How did you do that?
So when he's stunned, you can use the Buster Arm to do a cool little throw on him.
That's
So
really
long,
cool.
the Bowser.
I'm gonna take some notes.
Oh, he hit me. Taking notes, Mark? Taking notes?
Jamie Grocott says, how many hours is the game?
About 10 to 12, I think. And I think it will depend on how experienced you are with the game and how much you die.
And how much you explore and try to find the secrets. Like, you could just, like, blast through it. You can spend time trying to find everything around.
I might get to do it, Casey. Nope, not going to be able to do it.
So, there is, if you do get sucked up by this, yeah, you can,
Boom,
oh,
get
hey,
rid of
the
that.
tutorial pops up. Press LB and it breaks out. If you get close enough to him and then use LB, will you hurt him?
I think so.
Cool. That's what I thought too. Should go back and look at the footage and see if I did it.
Also, sorry if I'm ignoring the chat. I am playing a game. Whoa, so Super
No,
Mario
I'm okay.
64. So true.
Ah. Squid Donkey says, "Can I play this with my 9-year-old son?"
Sure. I mean, I think this game is rated M, so I mean, it's on you as a parent to just make that decision.
I would say it's not like too gruesome.
Not too bad. Hey, by the way, Brian, do you think you can turn off the graphics overlay? 'Cause it looks like little blue is creeping in. It would be the red key one or like button. Do you see that?
Mitchell is usually the one on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, I think that because like I mean you see it right in there.
Oh yeah, what is that? Huh. There's a purple streak at the top of the video. Yeah, V.
V.
I like V. I think he's super cool.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Thank you.
so one of the things that I'm curious about, I think all of these poems are actual poems,
Really?
and I've also seen some art on the walls. I'm wondering if that is actual art. Someone tell us.
Yeah.
Are
hit us
these
up.
poems actual poems? Are the art on the walls actual, real art?
Yeah, let us know. Also, is pipe cloth?
Light cloth?
Pipe cloth?
Please
Is that a word?
It is. It is an actual.
Yeah?
It's a demon. I think in some sort of lore, some sort of religious
It's like a
religious lore.
Demon tree?
Yeah. I mean, I can Google it. Leaf-off. No, I actually
Let's do
Googled
that.
it because I was like, I have no idea how to spell this, so I just tried,
Uh-huh. Give me that ass.
and
Give me that
I came
ass.
up with some lore.
All right, let's see if I get my enemy step. I'm gonna get my enemy
John
step.
J. Smith says, "Who is the dude with the cane?" That is V. He's
V.
very mysterious. He has some demon pals,
Mhm.
and he likes to read poetry, and that powers him up.
So interesting. People who have played a lot of Devil May Cry will know this. The names of V's familiars are all bosses that you fight in Devil May Cry
Mhm.
1. Shadow, Griffin, and Nightmare.
Yep.
How'd
So
you know? Oh, you did play
some-
Devil May Cry 1, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But that was, I think I was like 12
Oh, look,
when
you
that
got an
happened.
answer.
Oh, what? Yes, V's poems are all poems by William Blake. Thank you, Jetstream Matt. I appreciate it. I knew I've heard those before. So they did exist. All right, cool. I kind of want to compile all of V's poems and be like, here are all the poems that V cites from.
That's cool.
Hey,
All right.
hey, Lucy, features editor. Get on that.
We're just calling out all the people who work at IGN today. Punchline, my favorite. I love Punchline. Helter Skelter, not one of my favorites, but sure, I'll take it.
Better take advantage of it, though, Mitchell.
Yeah. All right, so let's get, again, we talked about this earlier. I think my number one tip is, I know it takes a lot of orbs. It's very expensive. You may be looking at this being like, why is it so expensive? Just jump off enemies. Let me tell you.
It does stuff.
It does stuff. It completely changes the nature of this game. So yeah, I don't really have enough to get anything else right now. And this kind of also leads into something that I really like about this game. The progression of your character throughout the campaign of like getting new moves and becoming stronger is so good. Because like you'll
You just increasingly are able to do more and more things.
yeah, and to me, the fun of Devil May Cry is being able to more easily obtain those SSS ranks, and everything that you get basically facilitates that because it gives you another option. It gives you another tool. So yeah, I think this game is so perfectly paced in terms of that.
So Turtle Shellin asked if we can turn our mics up. Is that just me? Am I just not talking loud enough? Who knows?
We'll try to turn 'em
I'll
up a
be
little.
better.
So is there more on that? Is that frozen there?
no.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there you go. Oh, okay.
Oh, hey.
Thanks.
That's
Thanks,
nice.
guys. It's not. I shouldn't have scrolled down.
I'm
Mitchell,
sorry.
why'd
That
you
was-
make me
That
do
was my fault. I'm sorry. It was you was talking to me.
Okay.
So this level also kind of shows off the cameo system, which if you read about it, it probably seemed more ambitious than it ultimately ends up being. But basically, what happens is while you play through a level, if you look off in the distance, there will be like V will be doing some other stuff, and that footage of V playing through an area is actually taken from someone else. So here's what enemy step does. This is why this is so good, because I can just stay in the air. If I get close enough to them, I can just do two hits, and then jump off them and just keep on, staying in the air and hitting them.
So do you actively just hold the left stick forward,
Yeah.
like towards the enemy, to keep doing that? And
Yep.
does this work when you're locked on?
No, I don't think it would. Well,
Okay.
it does until you get an upgrade that gives you an attack on right bumper and forward and R1 in the air, and attack
Okay.
in the air.
So to utilize enemy step, you cannot be locked on.
Yes.
Cool. Good to know. Hot tip.
Think I'll
Hot
handle the
tip.
closer one first.
If you're
Gotta start somewhere.
if you're worried about spoilers, I don't think you have to be worried about spoilers right now. Later on, we will be doing some Dante Must Die difficulty just to, show people off what that's like. But yeah, that's not going to be for another
Yeah.
maybe
Right
hour.
now we're in the really early levels and we're skipping cutscenes. So the only spoilers you really have to worry about are like maybe possible like collectible locations.
Mm-hmm.
But there are 12 secret missions and like so many gold orbs I don't even know, and a ton of blue orb fragments as well.
Yep. All right. Let's go over here. See if I kind of just took my time here, I would probably be able to see V fighting his way through those tracks, which
So-
is something that happens later on.
When I was playing last night, I had this happen. So this is a cameo system. So when you're playing, you'll see someone off in the distance. Like you'll see. Oh, you're good. You're fine.
Yeah,
You'll
but I
see
lost
V over on the across the water fighting, and that is actual gameplay from another person playing
Yes.
the game. And yesterday, I got to see our friend from the UK IGN office, Joe Scrubbles.
I did too.
Yeah, and I was like, what? Like, we're not even friends on Xbox.
I know.
It was awesome. I was so stoked, and then he immediately told me not to watch, but he's fine. Jetstream Matt says, I'm pretty sure you can use enemy step while locked on. At least it works in the demo. So
Yeah,
we'll just have
so
to
you
test.
can, but the issue, like, if you want to do this, where you knock them up and then you just keep doing this, there's eventually a move that you'll get that makes you fly down real quick.
Yes.
And that is done by holding the right bumper, locking on, and pressing forward.
Cool. So I was trying to do this the other day, and that was the issue I was running into. I had that ability, so I kept spearheading them down.
Yeah. Stop getting hit. Sponsorship by none. I got hit once. Get
And
hit
also,
once.
guys, it's difficult to talk coherently and play a game skillfully and not get hit. Believe me, I've done it with Monster Hunter while trying to explain stuff, and it's not the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah. Try to walk a mile in my shoes.
You know, like trying to play Smash Bros. And it's a tournament, it's one-on-one, Final Destination 4, Stock Fox only, and then someone tries to have a conversation with you. You're not gonna have a good time.
I'm taking this fucking thing down.
Woo. So I don't know if there's not a secret mission around here, but I might have passed it already. Actually, there was an area that we can go to. Let's see. Well, there's a gold orb right there.
That I think you just go to by continuing on. Like
Okay.
that's where you go before going into the sewer.
Got it. Let's get these.
Sponsorship by None says if you get an SSS rank, triple S rank, you can unlock more moves faster.
Mainly because you get more
More orbs.
Come on. Aha. Oh, okay. Hold on. Time out. We'll get it. This is probably the most platformy this game gets. And we skipped a couple things back there, but hopefully Casey has found them already.
Oh, great.
Get a Buster Arm, sure, why not? We gotta fight some fun dudes over here.
Yeah.
Being stylish and fast isn't as easy as it is in Bayonetta.
True.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Bayonetta is all about really crazy looking moves done very, very easily. I think a lot of the crazier stuff in Devil May Cry, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna need to know how to jump cancel. You're gonna need to do some more advanced techniques. That's not to say that those advanced techniques also don't exist in Bayonetta, because they absolutely do. But I think it's probably easier to look very, very cool playing
Mitchell, teach us
Bayonetta.
how to jump cancel.
Who's saying that?
I am.
You are? I was doing it earlier.
But you weren't explaining how
All right.
to do
Well,
it.
there's enemies that will. The problem is that I'm playing on Devil Hunter right now, and enemies die too quickly. So there's gonna be
It's
some
a Mitchell
tanky
problem.
enemies here. Let's see. All right, so this is jump canceling. What I'm doing right here is jump canceling. I am basically doing an attack, canceling the recovery of it by jumping, and then attacking again really, really quickly after that. So basically it allows me to stay in the air, because normally if you were just do this, you just do that, you'd knock them away, and then your combo's dead, right?
Mhm.
You'd have to follow them, and
Yeah.
you know, it would take much longer to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
And also you'd have to go on the ground. Going on the ground is like the worst thing in Devil May Cry, I think. So what you do with the jump cancel is you do 2 hits, you jump, 2 hits, you jump, 2 hits, you jump,
Okay.
etc., etc. Breaking it down very, very simply. Game looks good, but how long is it? It's about, I think we've talked about it. It's about 10 to 12 hours, I would say. Perhaps more if you take your time with it, or I mean, quite honestly, if you're not that good at it.
I am reading the comments, so there's just a lot. Greg Gore says, "Is this an exploit? Jump cancel? Is
No.
jump?
No, absolutely
That's
not.
like a part of the game.
It's definitely a part of the game. And we're gonna blow it up.
Dude, when I first found one of those, I just went and attacked it with my sword, and it hurt, and I regretted my decision immediately.
See, I can basically kill this guy without having touching the ground. And it's especially jump canceling is especially good with these tough boys. Oh, these tough boys with the purple goo stuff, because generally what happens is you hit them up, and then if you hit them down, they'll become enraged, and you can't actually stagger them. So, but just keep them in the air.
They can do nothing.
They can do nothing to you.
Oh my gosh.
Power bomb.
And that's why you stay in the air.
That's why you stay in the air.
Guys can't hit you, and you can single out a single enemy.
Yep. And you increase your style rank by doing jump cancels too.
So it is definitely part of the game then.
Yeah.
Nice taunt. Oh no!
Whoa!
You did it. People are saying to charge your sword.
Oh yeah. So I've been doing that. I haven't really been explaining it. Also, this is also a really good tip. I think I might have told you about. But if you swing your sword and you press the left trigger, right before it hits someone, you will instantly charge your exceed meter.
What?
So basically what the exceed stuff does is it powers up certain moves. So you attack a lot faster, it does more damage, and also certain moves like this, it adds some extra properties to it. So if you do this, normally it's just like that. If you do this, it goes higher and also does more damage, does more style.
Explosions.
And you can do that, there's multiple levels to that. One of the later upgrades is if you time it even more perfectly, you'll fill it immediately up to 3 bars, and then your moves just become crazy.
Here's a secret mission.
Secret mission coming up.
This one, so
Actually, you found this one for me.
Yeah.
I didn't find this.
I couldn't find where to stand.
Mm-hmm. So if you notice, right there's a bunch of stuff on the wall.
There
and
you
if
go.
you find the right spot for it.
See,
you
I saw
match
the
all
stuff on the
these
wall
up.
on like the second level, and I ran around all over the place. I thought it was like going to be through a doorway or something.
Mhm.
Nah, you have to go beneath the stairwell.
All right, let's start it up. I actually don't like this mission, but we'll do it anyway.
What is the objective for it?
We have to kill all the red impusas,
and they
whatever
run
are.
away.
Yeah, they run away.
Do you have and streak is pretty helpful for that, right?
Yeah, which I don't have. So this might actually be very difficult. But we'll see if we can get it going. This is where using, I think it's called the X-Act mechanic to instantly charge your weapon becomes very important. And actually, I'll say, I think that the timing window in Devil May Cry 5 is much more generous than it has been in Devil May Cry 4. So it should be much easier to do this. If someone's saying punch, punch, delay, punch, I don't have that combo yet.
You gotta buy it.
This
Costs
is literally my
money.
only combo. So don't get mad at me for being, boring. It's not my fault. I don't have the techniques.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things. Like if you if you are not buying abilities, it might be more boring than some of this gameplay that you'll see from later game saves.
Mm-hmm.
So best tip to get through that fast. I know. So just charging your sword and staying on them to stagger them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think that's the second secret mission.
Yeah, it's number 2.
Yeah.
We have. I'm not a fan of the new guy, the emo band reject. I assume
Thanks,
you're talking
Game
about.
Crash.
I assume you're talking about V.
I like V.
V's an interesting character.
Yeah, I think he's very interesting. Very edgy, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's kind of key to the mystery of this game's story. So don't get spoiled on it.
Yeah. No spoilers allowed in the chat.
Yeah.
I see anyone spoiling, getting it banned or put in timeout.
Mr. I can't read your name. Fugid Dojo in the IGN chat said never played, but it reminds me very much of God of War and Bayonetta. Yeah, I mean that's the genre. This is personally my favorite genre to play in video games. It's weird because the label of action of like the action genre has kind of diluted a little bit. A lot of games that there's a lot of games that are considered action games that I personally wouldn't consider action games. For me, an action game is what's commonly called as a character action game. But it's games like Devil May Cry, it's games like Bayonetta, God of War, etc., etc.
Which Devil May Cry was the first. Like pretty
Yeah,
much, right?
I would say it's okay, you know what? I will say, yeah, that's probably true. It's probably the first. Because Devil May Cry, I think, was the first game that was kind of about this, what I've been talking about. And by the way, secret right there. You can
Yeah.
kill those guys with a single shot if you knock away their scissor.
And their face glows red.
Yep, when their face glows red. There's actually a secret mission where you have to do that.
Does it teach you how to do that before
no.
telling? Oh no!
Nope, it just says kill
Well.
him with one shot. And that's how I realized that you can do that.
That's cool.
So you knock away.
New Beta channel says button mashing or actually timing.
I mean, there's elements of both. And boom. I mean, oh yeah, Ninja Gaiden on Xbox was also just as awesome. Ninja Gaiden 1.
Also a big Ninja Gaiden fan.
Oh god.
Gaiden.
Oh god. Also, yes, Gaiden.
Going back to how I pronounced it when I was 15.
Nah. Yeah, huge Ninja Gaiden fan. In fact, self plug. If you go back to the the history of IGN videos, me and my buddy CJ Gibson, we did a Let's Play series of playing through Ninja Gaiden 1 on Xbox backwards compatibility, with the goal of beating it without dying.
Did you do it?
I mean, do you want me to spoil it for you?
Okay, no spoilers. You're just gonna have to go watch that.
I'm gonna spoil it. Yeah, we did. Though people will say that we didn't because we used an item that gave us. There's an item called the Talisman of Resurrection or something like that, or Talisman of Rebirth, and if you find
Whatever.
it and you hold on to it, it revives you to full health when you die. But they're not like gold orbs. They're not super common. All right, let's get Nico in
So
here.
I know someone asked earlier if there is a PS4 demo.
I think yeah, there should be.
I know that the
February demo.
original one was Xbox only.
Yeah, but then there was a February demo that came out that had some extra stuff like the Punchline Devil Breaker, and that should be on PS4, I believe.
Jetstream Matt says, I really like how the secret missions work here with all of the perception trickery. It's definitely
Agreed.
a lot cooler than the way you find them in previous games.
Agreed. And there's something to look out for, right? Like previously, it was just you'd see a weird object, or you'd get into this thing where you just like go around the walls just pressing B everywhere, and that's not very fun. All right, so
Zezanesh or Kuzic, I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. You said DMC punishes you for button mashing, though. Like, the more variety you put in, the higher the game rewards you for style.
yes,
Yeah,
that
that's
is
why
true.
pressing just X or triangle, whatever controller you're using over and over again, it's not gonna be a good time for you. It
Mhm.
also isn't as fun to play like that either.
Oh man, I wish I didn't buy that last combo. I wish I bought roulette spin.
Roulette spin is good.
Roulette spin's real good. But it's okay. I got streak. I got split. Those are 2 core upgrades, I think, for
What
for
does split
Nero.
do?
Split is a move that lets you come down real quick on the air.
Oh, yeah, okay. That was one of the first ones I bought as well.
Yeah.
So I got annoyed of knocking enemies down and then being stuck.
We're going to skip these cutscenes because they're slightly spoilery,
Steam. Something different about it.
and this game isn't out yet. So we'll let you kind of have that yourself. This is also one of the reasons why enemy step is so good. I'm gonna keep on harping on enemy step.
Do
You guys
that.
got to do it. You gotta learn it. If you want to play Devil May Cry on higher difficulties, you have to learn enemy step.
Nick's asked
Boom,
if we have an
boom.
arena mode. Do you mean like the Void, or
No,
is
so
it the
I
end
think
game?
he probably means Bloody Palace, which
Okay.
is not available yet. It's coming as a free update, I believe, in April. So yeah, basically Bloody Palace is like an arena where you can let's just get into this guy. Oh no, this sucks.
You can focus, Mitchell. It's okay.
Sorry.
You
good.
surprisingly said my name really well for your first time saying it. Thanks. I'm glad I did good.
I'm gonna be very sad if I die here.
Ifin77 says, what difficulty are you playing?
We're playing on Devil Hunter, or the harder of the 2 starting difficulties that you have.
So, which difficulty should people pick if this is their first Devil May Cry?
That's a good question. Going by what Mark has been telling me about his struggles with the game, as someone who has not really played Devil May Cry in a long time, I would say maybe human if you're not super confident with your skill at character action games. Ow! Oh no, this is very bad.
And also, like, if you play on human first, you can go back
here
with
we
the
go.
Devil Hunter difficulty and just ignore, like, secrets and exploration. You can just, like, bust through these super fast.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you can hit her out of this, and then that knocks her down. And then let's see,
Yeah.
can we do one of these? Woo,
Oh,
baby!
nice.
I haven't seen this yet, actually.
Oh, cool. That is gnarly.
Oh, that's real cool. Oh, that was badass indeed.
Okay, so if you stun a boss, and then you go up to them and press B without locking onto them,
You have to have the Buster Arm.
okay, has to be the Buster Arm.
Yes.
Buster Arms are a thing that you need for boss battles. Noted.
Oh man, this is looking rough. What's
Najib
happening here? Oh.
Qureshi says, Mitchell, you're going to try a deathless run of this game.
I mean, probably not on IGN, but I almost had Deathless Run on my first go through. The last couple bosses are really, really tough, guys. They're really, really tough. And so and to be fair, let's define Deathless Run. Skipping it. There might be a spoiler there.
Just don't look too hard.
Don't look. Let's see. Did I get an S? Oh yeah. Let's define what a death is. Is a death, going to the game over screen, or is death like having a gold orb and, reviving or paying red orbs when you die? Because I never got the game over, but I did have to use 2 gold orbs for the last 2 bosses.
Oh, man. That's really good, though.
Those last 2 bosses are really hard, guys. All right, so now we got V going on.
Someone says too much enemy step. 6.5.
Alex likes the fact that she's a wikis editor. She has to take notes.
One can only hope.
All right, so now we got V.
I'm also just taking timestamps for when he does something I want to include in the videos that are going into edit today. So I don't have to scrub through the entire video later.
Very smart.
Abdullah Mushtag says, "Are you playing on console?"
Yes, we're playing on the Xbox One X.
And I know someone else asked earlier if playing with the controller is preferable over mouse and keyboard, and without having played with a mouse and keyboard, I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah,
but
don't
I'm
play
also
this game with a
very
mouse and keyboard.
biased.
What are you doing?
So when you use the Buster Arm to get into that animation, is it a quick time event or okay, it just happens?
Mhm.
Cool.
All right, I've completely. The reason why I struggled on that boss was I completely have neglected buying blue orbs and stuff. So we're gonna buy some of those.
Yeah,
then-
basically, whenever you see a phone booth, you'll know a boss is coming up, and you should probably upgrade your character because you've probably gotten a lot of red orbs since the beginning of the mission.
Mhm.
New Beat It channel says, "Ooh, Prince Emo." Are you talking about V?
Talking about V.
Prince Emo. That's my favorite nickname for him so far.
Emo Adam Driver, which I guess is kind of kind of redundant, but
Rup Lascar says, "Hi, I'm a new subscriber. Hello."
hello.
Dixie Enormous in the Twitch chat says, "You think speedrunning is going to be big for this game?"
Yeah. I mean, I think it'll be as big as any other Devil May Cry. I don't think it's going to be like to the level of Resident Evil 2. I think Resident Evil 2 is like made for speedruns, but there are a couple of areas in this game where you can skip a good portion of the level if you know how to do it. It's not a glitch; it's like built into the game.
Hey everyone, I want to ask, what is your favorite game to watch speedruns of? And Mitchell, what's yours?
I don't watch all that many speedruns, but I like Mario 64 speedruns. I like well, there's a lot of indie games that I like watching speedrun. Yeah, I like watching Splunky. Yeah, games like that. I would say games that have a very fast movement mechanic. So to explain what I'm doing here, also with V,
Yeah.
basically you don't actually control. You don't really do damage with V himself. You have two familiars, which I just got my second one. You have Griffin and you have Shadow. And they are the ones that do all the damage for you, but their problem is that they can't actually finish an enemy off. You have to do that yourself. So you have to get in, use your cane when they're basically primed for a kill.
And now you just unlocked another ability where you can hold RB and then automatically teleport to an enemy and do it, right? Or is that
I think
the next
I
fight?
think I
Not
got
yet.
the ability to dodge.
Oh. Huh. Dodging.
Dodging, but again, just jump. You don't need to dodge. There are a couple of times where you do need to dodge when an enemy has an overhead hit that has a very long-lasting hitbox, but those are not very common.
Oh, here, you're coming up to that area where I found that orb cache.
Oh yeah,
Cache. Orb cache.
could be cache.
I don't know,
You
man.
don't know. You don't know that.
So, above those green orbs to the right where that rubble is.
Oh yeah, just stand on it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, we got taunt here.
Oh, did you already get it?
I don't think so.
Huh.
Oh, Casey, did you lie to me?
No, I
Casey!
have video evidence that this happened.
Maybe I did get it. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
Well, I
once
don't
you get
know,
secrets
because
like
it's
that-
a new
no.
account.
It is?
Yeah.
I swear. I'm not a liar, I promise.
Casey, did you dream this?
No, I have video of it. I'll show you. I brought it to work today. I have it on my hard drive.
Mario Odyssey, Dead Cells, Doom series are all decent speedrunning games. Yeah, I like watching Dead Cells also. All right, so I don't know what that I don't remember what that tutorial told me.
Fight the pyrobats.
Gambit. All right, cool. So now we can do cool little teleports to chain our kills.
Keto Kisaragi asks, is V harder to control?
So I don't want to say he's harder to control. I would say his well, what do I want to say? His learning curve is a lot steeper than the other characters because he plays completely
Mhm.
completely like anything else I've ever played in a fighting game. Have I gotten here yet? I don't think I've gotten here yet.
That's
Oh,
it.
that's it?
But if you
Alright.
go behind there and get the blood
Yeah.
cloud, there's just a big cache of red orbs.
Yeah. What's all the fuss about the combat? We kind of already talked about it, and V is not the greatest character to really show it off. But once we get back into a Nero fight, I will explain it again. But yeah, just Cliff Notes version. I think there are few games that offer the same level of creative expression in the combat as Devil May Cry does. A lot of games are just about just hacking and slashing your way through without really where the thought of getting through an area of combat is staying alive, killing enemies, etc., etc. Whereas I think the thought of combat in Devil May Cry 5 and Devil May Cry games in general is feeling cool while you're doing that. And now we got Nightmare. A nightmare named Nightmare. Which, I love this guy. So, if you want to feel powerful, just summon Nightmare. Because Nightmare, he behaves completely on his own, and he just
wrecks
absolutely wrecks stuff. So, all these guys that were over here, they were already messed up, and I completely forgot to just kill them.
And another way to use your Devil Trigger, instead of summoning Nightmare, you can basically strengthen Shadow and Griffin and then make them act on their own as well. So if you
Yeah.
ever need to like regroup, you can just do that and kind of back
I don't
away.
think I've learned that yet, so.
Okay. Haven't learned it yet. This is a tutorial mission for V.
Also, important to note, you are not invulnerable when you go for the kill. So you still have to worry about enemies being around, whether it's safe or not to go in for this kill, because otherwise, they'll do bad things to you.
The Terry says, will there be an upgrade for speed, or does everyone run at the same base speed?
There
Yes,
is an upgraded speed.
Yeah, they all have upgrades.
He actually
V-
has the best one.
His is really cool. He like surfs on Shadow's shadow.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty neat.
It's very, very cool. Can you call Nightmare off whenever you want? Yes, you can. If you press the left bumper again, V's hair will go black again, and Nightmare will go away. Stalemate. Okay, so that's just basically telling you that your familiars can get hit and they can, be knocked out of a fight. And if that happens, you just go over to their orb and you can restore them quicker. Virgil's a skinny emo Kylo Ren. I think you mean V. But yes, that's actually how my wife described him when she first saw him. Like, oh, it's emo Kylo. It's Kylo
Aw.
Ren.
I guess the resemblance is definitely there.
Yeah. Skip some cutscenes. Get a
Marcus
cool
says,
orb.
play on hardcore.
We're going to.
Mitchell will. He will at the end of the stream.
I'm going to give plenty of warning for anyone who doesn't want to deal with that. You can peace
Because
out, but
Dante doesn't come in until like mission 10.
yeah, it's a while. And there's an element of me that wishes that we got to play as Dante earlier, but they do a good job of mixing it up with V, and honestly, I was fine. While I wasn't fine with it in Devil May Cry 4, because you literally have to play through half the game before you play as Dante, I was more okay with it because I felt that the pacing between V and Nero was much better.
And I also just want to point out that you just got that Needhog hatchling, and that is step 1 to getting the secret mission in this level.
Yeah. Oh, so you know about the? Oh yeah.
So you
found
told me
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
in here.
Yeah.
And then last night I was playing this level to get some capture with V, and I just broke that. We'll do it here.
It's this one
I
is
was
actually
like,
very
oh.
complicated to get to the secret mission. There's
Yeah.
a lot of steps involved.
So first you have to pick up that Needhog hatchling, and then here, in
Yeah,
this
so
battle, you have
step
to call
1.
Nightmare.
So one of the cool things about Nightmare is that he can, boom, burst through walls, and that actually opens up a new area of the level for you.
Which is like, how are you supposed to know that?
Yeah, it would normally happen on accident, to be
Yeah.
completely honest.
I mean, that's what happened to me. I was trying to get footage, and I just called Nightmare. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So I guess moral of the story is to call him Nightmare in every single battle just to see if it breaks something.
Yeah, and there's honestly not that many though that you can break open and have something happen.
Alex 151 says look on the phone when you get the chance on V. We will. It's that's coming up.
Oh, you mean at the phone booth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what he means, right? So.
Yeah. Also, I can read a book. So reading a book basically gets you your double trigger
back.
gauge faster. You are very vulnerable while you're doing it, so you gotta be careful with it. But it's a very cool thing to do. Let's just do another nightmare. Kill this guy. Nightmare takes a while to get going.
But he's got laser beam eyes. It's
Yeah.
fine.
And while your other familiars can get knocked out, Nightmare cannot. So he's there for you through thick and thin. All right, so now we got this open. There's also a blue orb right there.
Yeah.
That's very nice. And one of these.
Broken Arrow asks, how's the replay value?
Really good. So after you beat the game on either Devil Hunter or Human, you unlock Son of Sparta. After you beat Son of Sparta, you unlock Dante Must Die. And I believe after you beat Dante Must Die, you unlock Heaven or Hell, which is pretty standard for Devil May Cry. By the way, I don't know if you know this. There's that fight at the beginning of the game that you lose?
Mm-hmm.
You can actually win that fight.
Yeah, that's why I went back to try and fight it. And I was like, oh, so I am actually doing things to him.
Yeah,
so.
you can win that fight. And if you win it, you basically beat the game right there. It's a little secret ending.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible to do the first time you do it without any skills or anything?
I'm sure. I'm not going to say it's impossible because someone will do it. But I think the easiest way to do it is by unlocking Heaven or Hell, and because in Heaven or Hell mode, basically, both you and every enemy die in one hit.
Oh.
So that's the easiest way to do it for sure.
So some people in our IGN chat are talking how they didn't like the demo. Jays83 and Fozzie. They said it made it it seemed slow. Maybe that's because you didn't have very many abilities in your arsenal at that point.
I don't know. I don't think it's slow. Yeah, I don't think it's really all that slow. I think it's just a matter of being able to chain your moves together. So I would say look at some high level gameplay, kind of try to take and see what they're doing that you're not, and maybe reevaluate.
Also, if you don't, I mean, you could always put on auto assist for a minute or two just to see what the game thinks you should be doing. And I mean, it is a way to just see.
Yeah.
It does reduce your style rank at the end of the mission, no matter how short you have the auto assist on. So even if you just like accidentally click it in for a second or two, it will still dock you points.
So I wanted to pause right here just to show this is the normal way you'd go through this level, and you would you'd do that fight and you'd be like, oh hey, there's a secret mission here, but there's part on the wall, I can't quite fit it. How do I what? Huh? And then you look around and you're like, oh hey, there's a window up there. And so then it becomes about, well, how do I get to that window? Like, oh well, go through there, it looks like. And ultimately, you'll wind up tracing it back around to that wall that we broke earlier, and we'll see step 2 of getting that secret mission. So we go in here. There's a doorway here that we can go through.
Back alley.
Back alley. We get the Nidhogg egg right here. So there's 2 of them.
Dixie Norris 13 says, I can't sign an IGN update, so I'm stuck in Twitch chat alone. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate you. And also, if you do want to go up to IGN.com, there are people there too.
Yeah.
There are people everywhere. We're on YouTube, IGN.com, and Twitch.
I actually didn't need to do this fight. I'm kind of annoyed that
Why did you engage?
Starting this fight. I don't know. I shouldn't have engaged.
Passively.
Yeah. Badass.
So there is a reason to engage every enemy though, because you get extra points
You do get extra
for beating
orbs.
all enemies in a level.
Oh, are you talking about?
Oh,
for
that's
the,
an
the
achievement
S rank at the
too.
end? What's an achievement?
Defeating every enemy in mission 1.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, we're not on mission.
I got
1.
it.
I don't think I got that. Oh, actually, I have notifications turned off, so I don't know if I got it.
I should turn my notifications off. They ruined my capture. It's like, oh, well, yep, that's an achievement. Sometimes it's good.
Oh, can we get SSS? Oh, I got hit. I feel like it's actually kind of easy to get SSS ranks with V, but at the same time, you'll get them without really knowing why you're getting them.
Abida Carbush says you control the familiar's moves. Yes.
Yes.
Shadow is attached, who is the panther, is attached to your Y or triangle button. And Griffin is attached to your X or square button. And their moves change just like Nero's does based on whether you are locked onto someone or not locked on, and like the directional inputs you're putting in. Like there's a lot going on. And you can attack with both of them at the same time. So there's no reason not to use both. Oh, did you just like... Oh, you already got the secret mission.
No, I got the egg. Which
Oh,
is what I
yeah,
needed.
just kidding. You just had a fight and it was long.
Yeah. So we got the egg, and we come over here. God, I really wish I had that shadow surf.
It's okay. I don't think you haven't even been able to customize V yet. You'll get the chance up here. Those things are
So
gross.
gross. Ugh. So gross.
Jean Noy, the X is silent. He says hello. Hello. Welcome. We'll be here for another hour until 1 p.m.
Oh, I'm gonna be hungry.
No, we have an anime meeting.
Oh no, I don't get to eat.
No food.
No.
Anime.
Can we just have this meeting at like Taco Bell or something?
I mean, we might be able to convince them to go to Taco Bell.
Actually, I don't
Probably
like Taco
not.
Bell that much.
It is also only 2 blocks away, though.
Oh yeah,
Brian,
sorry.
don't give us that look.
Brian is
Taco Bell apologist.
yeah, a Taco Bell apologist. All right, so here's the next secret mission. Let's do it. Collect all the red orbs. So this is actually going to be very difficult, I think, if I don't have Shadow's Surf.
Oh.
Let's just take a look at it. I don't think I'm going to
We'll
be able
see.
to do it. A lot of these secret missions, like you need to have some upgrades in order to do them.
I'm just taking notes to get this capture. If anyone's wondering what I'm doing.
Yeah, see, it's kind of specifically the orbs are specifically scattered, assuming that you would have shadow surfing thing.
Yeah.
So let's just see if it is possible. Also, you'd be able to crash through these.
Oh yeah, because he just breaks all of the objects,
Yeah.
like all of the like orb pedestals. I don't even know what to call them, but you have to break them in order to activate them. You can just run straight into them.
But the good news is that there is very easy. Oh, I might be able to get it.
Brito Alex 103 Alex Brito. Oh man, so
Got
you
it.
didn't need it.
Didn't need it.
You're just too good.
Too good.
Actually,
I think I did that faster than I did when I had
oh,
Shadow's
I guess
surfing
it is a
thing.
lot easier to control V when
Yeah.
you're not in that state.
Yeah.
So we said, oh, man, I lost that comment. Here we go. By the way, who are you guys that are playing Devil May Cry? I don't know if you're talking to us specifically, but I'm Casey Freitas, and this is Mitchell Saltzman.
Hi. I did the review for Devil May Cry 5 on IGN.
And I did the preview. Hello. And I'm also working on the guide, which Mitchell has been incredibly helpful for, as he knows a lot about Devil May Cry.
Yeah, I've said a bunch. This is one of my favorite game series of all time, and I remember being a kid and like waking up and seeing a review for Devil May Cry 3 on IGN and being like, just consuming that review like voraciously, and to be able to like add my own words to that legacy of Devil May Cry reviews on IGN is very, very cool.
I'd say the way Mitchell feels and how skillful he is with Devil May Cry is similar to how I feel about Monster Hunter.
Yeah, that's why I literally told you. I'm like,
Yeah.
Casey, you're like Devil May Cry for me is what
Yeah.
Monster Hunter is to you.
Mm-hmm. V is for Vegeta, says Kaido Cam from Twitch. Nah, I don't think his real name's Vegeta, but that'd be pretty cool though.
I just love how like there's always kind of a unique entrance for Nightmare whenever you call him.
You know what? V does go Super Saiyan a little bit.
He does,
so,
yeah. You know, maybe there's a
Secret
a thing there.
Saiyan.
Secret Saiyan.
You heard it here first.
That's what SS stands for when you get an SS rank. Look at all this nonsense happening right now. I wish I changed V's music. I'm not a huge fan of V's
Oh,
music.
really?
Nah, it's fine.
I mean, it's what kind of genre would you even call his?
I have no
theme
idea what you
song?
call this.
Dark wave metal. I don't know. I'm calling back to
Oh,
the
no.
kind of music I used to download on Kazaa when I was like 12.
Ooh, did you just admit to pirating music, Casey?
No, I would never do such a thing. Statute of limitations, you can't do anything.
Yeah, is that how that works?
I don't know.
I didn't know that statute of limitations covered music piracy.
It's been 89 years. Catacam says, "Are you excited for Monster Hunter World Iceborne?" I am so excited for Monster Hunter World Iceborne. It is my most anticipated game this year besides Pokemon.
What platform is that coming out on?
PlayStation 4 and Xbox
What?
and PC at a later date.
Is there a Monster Hunter game that I didn't know existed? Or
No.
is coming out, or?
So it's an expansion for World
Oh, okay.
called Iceborne, and it's going to be a whole new area and a ton of new monsters. And they teased Nargacuga, and they're teasing Tigrex on the special celebration anniversary page right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. Anyways, this is a Devil May Cry stream.
Yeah, we got a question from JFuse1212 on the IGN chat. How is dodging for all characters? I was not impressed with the demo for Nero. That is why I asked. So we talked about it kind of. Dodging for pretty much every character is the same. In that, just jump, just jump. Don't do the weird lock on, move to the side, roll thing. Just jump. You get a lot of invulnerability on the startup of a jump. Just jump.
Yep.
Jump. That's all
Jump
you
to
gotta
dodge. You
Jump
get
to dodge.
invincibility frames on your way up.
do. Yep. All right, now we got. Also, I let that cutscene roll just because I love the fact that there are all these phone booths that are just randomly scattered throughout each of the levels, and every single one of them has a unique cutscene of Nico crazily driving her van off a cliff. Like she goes to
I
like
love it so
the
much.
depths of hell almost,
Well,
and
no, she
she'll still
does.
find her way there. I
She
love
will.
it. All right, so if we're talking about upgrade strategy with V, I think it's very important first to up your
Speed.
shadow combos. Well, speed's very good too. Yeah, you know how much is
play.
speed? Is that quick play?
Yeah.
It's not bad. Okay, we'll take quick play.
People
But-
don't like how slow we are in our sandals and cane.
But yeah, I think all the shadow combos are very, very important. Breakthrough is very, very good. Hedgehog is not. I haven't found Hedgehog to be
Yeah,
that great.
I tested it out a little bit, and I was trying to think of a scenario when I would really like it, and I was like, no, like
Actually,
I just
Uh-huh.
skewer.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't used skewer either.
I think upgrading Shadow's health is very good. And then once you get Shadow good, then you can start working on Griffin. Griffin is much
I really
less.
like Blockade 2, and I use that a lot in this upcoming boss.
Blockade 2 for
It just
Griffin?
it adds an extra lightning bolt
Oh, okay.
for when you it's when you hold square on PlayStation or X on Xbox, and then he unleashes a wall of electricity.
Okay. All right, we're gonna
But
skip this.
also Mitchell knows more than me, so listen to him more. AJ Logan 233 says, "Hello guys, how are you? Hello chat. Hello.
What's up?
I'm pretty well. Thanks for asking."
So this is kind of one of the issues, and I have a couple of minor issues with V. V's gameplay is, in my opinion, the weakest of the three. It is sort of difficult when you need to target specific enemies to do that with V. And V is really the only character that you really need to be particular about what enemies you're targeting, because it's so important to get them down to a low health so you can finish them off. And that can be just kind of be difficult. There's no way to cycle through enemies once you're locked on. So yeah, slight issue. Not the end of the world, but I wish it was better. Mitchell's got slick move. Thank you. I'm not gonna say your name, but thank you, DN13.
You know who you are.
You know who you are.
I am Negan asked, do you believe in the heart of the cards?
I do.
Of course you believe in the heart of the cards.
Screw the rules. I have money.
I mean, it's kind of, that's a little bit too true, then.
This boss, by the way, is a Nidhogg. Oh, good.
So all of those hatchlings that you've been putting into the roots are his babies.
Yep. Come on. All right, got 2 of them down there. Oh, God. I wish I had air hike.
Sponsorship by None says you can press R3 to switch targets.
Can you? Lies.
I guess there aren't any other targets out
Oh,
right
there's
now.
that guy
though.
right there.
Oh, yeah, they're right.
R3 is not working.
Set your playstyle for the lock-on mechanic.
Oh, can you do that? You have to change it in the
Yeah.
menu?
Maybe. Invisible Man 95 says, how is the bird able to talk? Griffin is a demon.
He's a
He's
demon
not actually
familiar.
a bird at all. And now I'm like, why can't Shadow talk? He's not shorter than Snick.
Shadow's too cool to talk.
Guess what is a transformative weapon? I mean, he can transform his head into a spear.
Smoker sexy style!
He did it.
But again, like, it's one of those things where I don't really know what I did. I just kind of didn't get hit and just kept on attacking.
Oh man, you got Nightmare out. Sachin Chakraborty says, which difficulty are you currently playing on? We're playing
currently
on
playing
Devil Hunter.
Owie! That wasn't very nice. Come on, kill it.
AJ Logan233 says the combos in the RE engine, the Resident Evil engine, right, makes the game smoother and even better than the last DMC games, right? Question mark.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I think, the RE engine makes this game look phenomenal. I don't know what specifically it does to, make the combo smoother or anything like that, but I think this game looks, sounds, and plays phenomenally. Boom!
You did it.
Did it.
The worm forgives the plow. I don't think he's actually going to forgive you. I think that was a lie, man.
Pretty sure you can ride up. You can ride on Nightmare. Yes, you can. It's nothing.
You have
that
to
get.
unlock an upgrade, yeah. It's kind of expensive.
To switch target, you have to hold the Xbox button, move right, press X. That is not true.
What? Yeah, no.
You also have to hold Alt F4 if playing on PC.
No.
No.
Wait, where are you going? Are you running away?
All right, we're skipping these.
Are you running away, V? It's like
Capcom comeback streak. It's actually, I mean, it's oh man, I didn't get an S.
they tweeted with the U.S. office CEO saying Capcom is back, holding a Devil May Cry cake pop that I think Discord sent them.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very good tweet. I like my tweets.
Yeah, Capcom. Capcom's one of my favorite game developers, and they kind of. I feel like they almost had a couple of off years
Should
there.
we skip this too?
Yeah, we're skipping these. The Devil Sword Sparta, and we're probably gonna do maybe 1 or 2 more missions, and then we'll jump to Dante Must Die, just to show off what that's like. But we will let you know when that's happening, because there's a good chance there will be some pretty big spoilers. I'll tell you to close your eyes for some of it. All right, so what should we upgrade now? Let's get some Griffin upgrades. So blockade. Round robin.
Is flank attack actually useful?
Yes, it's
Cool.
very, very
Okay,
good.
that's what I thought. That was the first thing. That one and the blockade were the first ones I upgraded.
Yeah, flank attack is very, very good. Can you guys imagine a new Marvel vs. Capcom on this new RE engine? Man, I want to imagine a new Marvel vs. Capcom with a budget.
Oh, yeah.
Because that last Marvel vs. Capcom game, it's such a tragedy, because gameplay wise that game was phenomenal, but it was just so ugly.
Aw.
So ugly.
It's what's the inside that counts, Mitchell. What's on the inside?
Not when it's a video game.
But the gameplay though.
Yeah, but I feel like with the fighting game especially, how you look is
Yeah.
very important. Because you wanna try to impress people, get them into it by visuals. But yeah,
Which mission is this? 5?
I think
Yeah.
it is
Mission
5. Yeah. Let's just taunt while everyone else does the damage for us. You make me laugh.
There's a
Boom.
bunch of nonsense going on in the YouTube chat right now.
What kind of nonsense is going on?
Just nonsense.
Stop that nonsense.
The Terry says get trigger heart. What is trigger heart?
I don't remember what trigger heart is.
I'm assuming it's an ability.
Oh, I'm playing the violin.
Oh, that's cool. Wait, how did you?
It's just one of the random taunts.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. I actually really wanted to have this in my video review, but I couldn't get it to trigger
Aw.
again.
Well, hey, I'll take a note so then we'll have it
Yeah.
forever. AJ Logan 233 says, "Hope they remake RE3 and maybe remaster some DMC games like DMC 1. I can't wait."
I'm gonna
4
be honest.
Purple Hearts.
As much as I would like to see a remastered RE3, I would more rather see a remastered Code Veronica, because I feel like that game is has more meat on its bones, and I've never played it at all. I know about it because I had to write several Resident Evil plot synopsises that I had to research.
There's a lot going on in Resident Evil. Like, oof. I played the 2 Wii collections, Dark Side Chronicles and Umbrella Chronicles, which are like on-rail shooters, but it goes through a lot of the story of all the other games, and I was just like,
Dude,
whoa.
I love Resident Evil lore. It is one of my favorite pieces of video game lore.
What's going on here?
So we're getting rid of these little roots.
Okay.
But yeah, I think one thing that has happened is Capcom has recognized which of their properties are bankable, like which ones that they know that they can make and do a really good job with. And I really hope that going forward, we see more of those.
The
Boom!
Terry says Trigger Heart in Devil May Cry reduces the burn time of Devil Trigger.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Okay. Definitely noted. I think this is going to be the last V mission that we get in a while, so don't have to worry about it too much. Whoop!
Those guys are hard.
Yeah, but I appreciate their
I do too.
inclusion because they add a lot. They add a different type of strategy that you have to take with them.
So one of the I was doing a replaying a Neuro mission because the first time you find these guys, because I wanted something that you actually had to actively dodge and would parry you to fight, because not a lot. Yeah, you're right. At least in the very early parts of the game, not a ton of enemies have that kind of mechanic.
Smoking sexy style. Every time. Who do I watch? GameSpot or IGN? I tell you what, count up the number of SSS ranks each of us get in the next 20 minutes. I just got one, and then make a decision after that. No, actually, never mind. Don't do that, because by the 20-minute mark, we'll pretty much be over. Just watch us.
Ghostload asks, "Who's that chick?" I don't know if you're talking about Nico. I'm Casey. The person on the screen is V. This is Mitchell.
I mean, if for whatever reason you decided to label me as a chick.
The bird, his name is Griffin.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe
There you go.
that was it. Maybe they
That
thought
chick.
Griffin was a baby bird.
I'd be terrified to see if he was a baby right now. What he'd grow up to be.
Oh, there's a purple orb there. Did you see? Have you gotten that one?
No.
I think you can crash through this one. Maybe not. Oh, maybe it's right here? No.
Oh, will Nightmare break the crates?
Maybe you have to break this one? Where did he crash through? There's I feel like I've definitely gotten that before. Maybe it's just I have to break this.
You have to go
No,
around.
I don't know.
I'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out. There's a purple orb there that you gotta get.
Notes. What is that?
What is that? These guys are very tanky. So, if you're wondering what the differences are in the difficulties, this guy, who is a very tough enemy, he is like one of the first enemies you fight in Son of Sparta and Dante Must Die. So they have. It's not just about enemies doing more damage. It's fighting harder enemies much earlier, and all those harder enemies are more aggressive and do more
Oh.
damage. So, there's a lot of games that I feel like don't do difficulties all that well. Devil May Cry 5 is not one of those games. This game is very, very good at differentiating its multiple difficulties. And you're dead.
Oh wow.
Oh, ooh, my. Hope they remake RE3 and maybe remaster some DMC games like DMC1. DMC1 remaster would be interesting. What I want to see is a proper remake. And when I say remake, I don't mean like a redo of Devil May Cry 2, but I want to see Devil May Cry 2 done right. Like I want to see an actual sequel to Devil May Cry that does not have garbage mechanics and a really weird Dante. Let's just get DMC2 off the current timeline
Aw.
and make a new DMC2 to
Well, then
replace it.
didn't they change up the
maybe I'm just
timeline?
over here.
Oh hey, there you go.
There you go.
Cool.
See, I can get that. Ow, god dang it.
You
Casey,
do it.
don't take any of this right now.
What?
Take this take.
Okay.
There we go.
I don't know. I have a really awful take of me getting a gold orb because I was using Shadow Step. Not, but like V's dash move. And I just bypassed the gold orb and like circled around it a couple times and then jumped on it, and it just was a bad look. But that's what I got.
I gotta drop down. There we go. Pa.
Rummy says reading the book replenishes your DT. I think yes, it does. Replenish your devil trigger.
Oops! I just had Shadow attack an explosive barrel.
Oh no, Shadow.
Oh no!
Kenneth Rivera said, so this character is like a wizard. Yeah, I guess a wizard with I guess wizards do have cat familiars.
Yeah.
And raven familiars. Those are very common familiars for wizards. I don't think it actually means anything, but
Whoop. So I think at some point I got the ability to have Shadow and Griffin autonomously attack. So that's what I'm doing right now. So now I don't have to really worry about anything. I just have Shadow and Griffin just do all this stuff. I get SSS strengths
And you just
by
taunt.
doing nothing and taunting. It's very, very fun. Whoop.
ah,
Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, full stop.
although Chris Chianto says that he cares or they care about our content.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Dead.
Black Olive 089 says, how long is the story in this game? And I think Mitchell, you said it was about 12 hours.
10 to 12 hours, I would say, depending on how much you explore through all the levels, how much you struggle with it. I think I probably took about 10-ish hours. It's definitely not 15. I think that the game was originally quoted by Hideaki Itsuno to be 15 hours, and I don't know where he got that number.
I think you
because,
could definitely get 15 hours of gameplay out of this super easily, though. I mean, it has a
Yeah.
ton of replay value. And
well, I mean, just from the first playthrough. I mean,
yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't know about that. That seems a little padded.
If you're trying to look for all the secrets like I am.
Yeah, maybe. But you know, you have so many playthroughs. You can just look for
Yeah,
them
you can
on.
just redo the missions.
Yeah. I've probably played about like 30 hours at this point of this game. And yeah, for those that are like, oh yeah, IGN didn't beat the game. I've beaten this game 2.5 times on 3 different difficulties. So yeah, get out of here with that. Ooh, there's a gold orb here. I don't think I've gotten that one. Ooh.
Yeah, ifin_77 says, I like to check every corner in these games, and you will be rewarded for doing that, for
Yeah.
sure.
I don't need to type that guy.
Story DMC5, so Captain Free video games on PC. 20 missions? It's 30 missions, right?
No,
It's 20.
It is
Okay.
20. All right, so
For
I
some
think
reason, I thought each character got 10 missions. I don't know why I thought that.
so. We have a boss battle over here. I don't think I want to show it because I think we're running low on time. So I
Let's get to
want to show some Dante
Ultra
Must Die.
hard move.
So we're going to jump to my personal save, and we're gonna play some Dante Must Die. I will say, there is a chance that while I'm choosing a mission to play, something could show up that could be considered a spoiler. So I'm going to tell you when to close your eyes, and then if there's a spoiler, I'll say keep those eyes closed, and then I'll tell you when it's safe to open your eyes. So
It's like a Simon Says game with higher
Yep.
stakes.
yep. So this should be fine.
We
It's
are-
profile,
Mario Bros. asked
fine.
what version we're playing. We're playing on the Xbox One right now. Xbox One X specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Sen Izzy says, but on your first playthrough, did you find everything? And I know, Mitchell,
No.
you found quite a few secret missions, but not
Yeah.
all of them, and
Mhm.
probably not literally everything.
Yeah,
Like,
some
you
of them
have
are pretty
not-
deviously hidden.
Like that freaking staircase one.
All right, let's close those eyes right now.
All right, eyes closed. There are spoilers happening.
Keep those eyes closed. Keep those eyes closed. If you get spoiled, it's your fault. Casey, you do this too. Close your eyes.
Oh no, that's
don't-
right. I can be also
Yeah, I don't
spoiled.
want
I
you- I don't
haven't
want you
finished the
guys-
game
Keep
yet.
those eyes closed.
Oh no!
Keep those eyes
All right,
closed. Keep them
everyone,
closed. Keep them closed. Keep them
if you're
closed. Don't
not-
open your eyes. Don't open your eyes.
And if you are,
Keep those eyes
only
nice and
watching-
closed. All right, let's do.
let's
do this one.
gosh, what is that
God,
bad
please,
guy?
God. Okay. Okay. You can open your eyes. Okay,
Ah.
you can open your eyes.
We did it. Wait,
That's-
can we? What is this?
What?
What are we? Is this no?
No,
that's
we're
not.
on, we're
This
on
is
mission
fine.
2 again. We're
Oh.
showing off what Dante Must Die mode looks like when
Okay,
you're
cool.
playing on Dante Must Die mode is the hardest difficulty. I just want to show off what it's like.
No more spoils.
Man, I'm glad I called that out.
All right, guess I'm walking then.
Yo, check it out.
What?
Do you have a different skin on, Nico?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I was like, is her
Yeah.
hair blonde?
Her
When
hair
did
is
that
blonde.
happen? Okay.
Yeah, so that's the annoying thing. Capcom just decides that they want to have spoilers in the mission screen.
Oh,
So
that
I
must
have
have been difficult picking out shots
yeah,
for your review.
it was at times. All right, so let's just jump into it.
All right, I can read the comments now. I had my eyes closed. I probably should have just done this and read the comments, but I was afraid. Let's see.
All right, so we're gonna be showing off the demo level again, just so you have a comparison of how it looked when we were playing Devil Hunter versus how it's gonna look now. And also, I now have full access to my abilities, so I can do fun things.
Do you think we'll be able to show some Dante gameplay as well?
Oh yeah, we haven't really gotten to
Yeah.
showing Dante.
So let's do some stuff with Virgil and then go over to
Okay,
Dante.
sure. All right, so it starts out the same. These guys, they're much stronger though. Do
Look at that health bar.
yeah, look at that health bar.
Blue orb junkie.
I'm only missing 2 of them.
Oh my gosh.
So that's what I was talking about with the X-Act system, or exceed mechanic. I don't really know what you want to call it, but basically, if you time your left trigger attack perfectly, you'll get 3 bars of that right away, and yeah, it allows you to change the properties of some of your moves very substantially. Let's just keep up in the air.
Romy said dodging spoilers now is like dodging plague in medieval times.
I mean, there might still be like very, very minor spoilers in terms of the UI, but I honestly don't think that should be something that you should be concerned about.
Schultz says, are the unlockables if you beat the game on the harder difficulties? I'm not sure if I understood that question.
Okay, so this is one of the things that is unique to Dante Must Die difficulty. When you see that purple glow appear on an enemy, that means that they themselves have gone double trigger, and that basically dramatically increases their health, dramatically increases their damage, dramatically increases pretty much everything. So they become very, very threatening when they are in that mode.
Did we already get this red orb cache behind you down that alleyway?
This one?
Yeah. And then up there.
Oh no, I don't think I got it.
You actually get a trophy for getting this one.
Oh really? Mm-hmm. Nice. I wonder if there's anything special about this room.
I don't know. Hey, Chad, did you guys see anything special about that room? Let us know. Sachin Chakraborty says, am I the only one who misses usable items in Nero's DT from previous games?
What was that? Misusable excuse me, my throat.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. No, I don't think so. I think it's actually good because I think what's nice about not having the usable items is that it keeps a very frenetic pace. You don't have to slow down the action to go into your menu. So yeah, I don't miss Vital Stars or anything like that.
Solo Shinigami says, if I don't remember 3 or 4, should I replay them before starting 5?
There actually is a pretty good recap in the game.
There's also a pretty good recap on IGN.com.
Ooh, if you want to hear me do a Ric Flair impersonation, you should watch that.
I think it's a Devil May Cry in 5 minutes.
7 minutes.
7 minutes. Yeah, Brian was giving me the...
Yeah, we always try to do 5, but it, sometimes does not work out.
Hero K3 says, spoiler, the devil cries at the end.
Smoking sexy style! Sorry, I love saying that.
I don't think the devil actually cries at the end. I think it's a lie. I don't know. Mitchell, I guess you'll have to see for yourself.
Yeah,
You have to beat the
gotta
game,
see for
see if it
yourself.
cries. So how do they change the story ordering?
The what?
So the order of Devil May Cry.
Oh, yeah, so...
The chronological order of the Devil May Cry games.
It used to be 3, 1, 4, and then 2. And just recently they changed it so that they swapped 2 and 4. But here's the thing. Again, you're going to hear me talk all kinds of trash to DMC2 because I think it's a bad game. And honestly, I think it's kind of a stain on one of my favorite franchises. DMC2 doesn't really have all that much relevance to the plot. It feels like a completely different Dante. He does weird things like he's obsessed with flipping coins. And like the characters that appear in DMC2 do not appear in any other DMC game. So yeah. Yeah. So ultimately they just swapped them and didn't really explain why. I don't think they really need to.
Yeah, I think they just thought 5 would flow better
Yeah, I think
after 4.
Yeah, I think 4 flows into 5 a little bit better.
And it's not. It also doesn't pick up directly after 4, so it won't be. It'll be kind of confusing for everyone. It's not something that if you played 4, you'll immediately know what's going on.
Yeah. All right, let's
Robbie
do-
Ruger says, "Is this game out yet? It will be midnight tonight, depending on where you live.
Mhm.
You might be able to access it at 9 p.m. So
All right, I'm gonna do one more fight, and then we'll switch over to Dante. And once again, I'll have to tell you when there are spoilers, so just keep an ear out for that.
So DMC2 is not canon, right? I'm sorry, I can't read.
And I mean, it technically is canon.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I can't read your name. It's in characters that I can't read.
Which one is it? Oh yeah.
The one that isn't like the I guess Roman characters, what you call our
Romanji?
letters. Yeah, I wanted to say Romanji because that's that's the like Roman characters in Japanese so that we can read it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Sorry.
Oh, but now I can I can show people this cool thing.
Oh yeah.
Whapa! Oh, well, that wasn't that great. Oh, come on. Well,
See,
maybe I have to do this fight first.
Yeah, I think it broke while I was
While you're
fighting.
fighting?
Yeah.
DMC2 is canon, but just barely. Honestly, what's more canon is the DMC anime that aired in Japan a couple years, not more than a couple years ago, but there actually are characters in this game that are only from the anime.
What?
Yeah. You remember? I don't want to spoil it, but there's. I guess you haven't gone there yet.
No.
Ooh, always gotta do that.
Did you read? Schultz said, I kind of spelled it weird. Do you unlock anything like new costumes if you beat the game on harder difficulties like Son of Sparta mode and so on?
Don't think so. You definitely don't get it for Son of Sparta mode, and I already broke this for that. I think there's a blue orb down here. When you first come down here. All right, so
There is.
that's Virgil. Dante must die difficulty. This is early
no,
on.
Nero.
Oh, sorry, that's Nero. Dante must die difficulty. I know it probably didn't look super difficult. Later on, it gets ridiculous, and actually, we'll jump into a later on mission with Dante. So again, close your eyes. Close your eyes. There could be spoilers. I'll let you know when it's safe. Trust me.
Is it so? Should we be closing our eyes right now, Mitchell?
Yeah, just
All right,
for,
guys.
to be safe.
Do what I do.
I think you're
Close
gonna
your
be
eyes.
fine. I think you're gonna be fine. But I would just say, just keep those eyes
Just in
closed, just in
case.
case. Actually, yeah,
Uh,
keep those eyes closed because we're gonna coming down.
Hey, I'll answer some questions while peeking through my hands. Shivankit Rakov, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Is that Devil Trigger meter the purple one? Yes, purple meter is Devil Trigger. Zezanish says, to be honest, Devil May Cry 3 is a bit of a soft reboot in the sense that you can start
All right,
from 3 and
you
know
can-
all the
you can
important
open your
stuff.
eyes.
All right. No more
Well,
spoils. Oh wait,
don't
no,
read,
don't
read the
look,
spoil.
don't read
the
the
story.
Text is spoils.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. All right. I avoided turning into stone.
That's what happens when you read spoilers. When you don't want to, you turn to stone.
Hey AJ Logan, thank you for tuning in on twitch.com. We appreciate it. Goodbye.
Bye. Thanks for joining.
Looks like I overslept.
All right. So now we got Dante. I'm using Gunslinger, so let's show off some Gunslinger. Boom! You can do this real cool thing that you weren't able to do before. Do a whole bunch of good damage that way. These guys suck. I don't like those guys.
Oh man, what was that?
Now let's show off some Swordmaster. We'll do one of these.
Yes.
Boom.
You have to show the Cavalier.
Cavalier.
I loved playing this.
Do some sick donuts. Well, I'm kind of not in a good spot for it, but Cavalier is really fun. It's one of the harder weapons to use, to be honest, because it's very, very slow, and while you're using it, you're very vulnerable.
But it does a lot of, I want to call it knockback. It seems to stun enemies a lot easier.
It does a lot of damage. Does a lot of knockback. It also has armor on some of its moves, so you won't get like staggered.
Oh, but right there, you just got hit.
Yeah.
But it didn't interrupt your attack.
Yeah, so that's why I mean when I say it has armor.
Okay. Rummy says, let's see your skills, the change in styles on the go.
All right, so here's Trickster. Here's Royal Guard. Fortunately, not a very good arena to show it off. Let's go Swordmaster. Oh man, those bombs suck.
And just, this is the highest difficulty. Dante Must Die.
Yes.
Playing as Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
I hate these guys. What? was
Mario
stuck in a combo
Bros
there.
says, I think the best weapon is the Devil Arms and Cerberus. Mix them combos. Angry Yep asked, do you still have to press 2 buttons to dodge like in the demo? Do you mean like you have to lock on and then press X? But as we discussed before, you don't have to dodge to actually avoid damage. You can jump and you get invincibility frames on the way up. So you can jump like through lasers and through enemy attacks and won't get hit. 6 skills, Mitchell.
6 skills. Sorry, I was going for the smoking sexy style. Didn't get it. But yeah, so one thing that you can take away from that fight is that enemies have a lot of health in Dante Must Die. You like if your issue with enemies in this game is they die too fast. I'm not able to do all these cool combos that I learned. Play Dante Must Die difficulty. You'll be able to do whatever you want to them.
Controverse Gaming asks, can you main Dante through the story mode?
No, you can only play Dante and Dante. Well, so there's a couple missions and you can choose which character you want to use. But for the most part, each character has their own missions that are specifically made for them. Right. Let's see how tough this is gonna be. So this is Cerberus. This is a weapon that was in Devil May Cry 3, but it's got a couple, and that move is also in Devil May Cry 3, but it's got a couple new tricks. Mainly, it's got 3 elements. Before it was only an ice weapon, but now you got ice, you got lightning, and Swordmaster.
That's cool.
You've got fire. It's one of my favorite weapons in this game. And honestly, I like all of Dante's weapons. They're all really, really cool.
So how many hours do you think you needed to train to master this many weapons and styles of fighting? Is he...
Dante's gameplay, I feel like, is a lot harder to get a handle of compared to Nero, because there's just so many options you have at any given time. But, so, I mean, I don't know. What was your question again? How long it takes to get used to all of this?
Like Dante specifically, like his character. Like how old is he?
Oh.
How is he so skilled with so many different things?
That's a good point.
I want a canon reason. Did he have access to a hyperbolic time chamber? That's my question.
Hold on. This guy this is one of the tougher enemies in the game. These guys suck.
Oh, they teleport.
Yeah.
That's not no.
Oh god, they suck. Actually, let's get Cerberus here.
You do it.
The way that I found to deal with these guys is just kind of do these moves that have multi-hits and can parry them.
Idle movement on the Twitch chat says melee button mashing. If you're only button mashing in Devil May Cry, you're
gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, you're gonna have
Just
a real bad time.
Quote Sans.
Dante the Weapon Master.
Yep. So one of my favorite things about Balrog, this weapon that I'm using right now, is that it has 2 stances. It has a fist stance and it has a kick stance. And when you use this fist stance, basically you can hold down the button and you can do this cool little bob and weave. And there's a lot of invulnerability frames on it.
This guy's a jerk.
Oh,
Mitchell,
he
pay
sucks.
attention. All right, guys. Mitchell's got to focus, so I'm gonna talk right now. This guy kind of reminds me a little bit of that one character in Hunter x Hunter, if he was strong, on the Chimera Ant arc.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just because he can go invisible and is a lizard, but that's not that much of a comparison.
Oh god, leave me alone.
You can do it. All right, guys. We need you to cheer for Mitchell. Omega Fabulous says they want
Get
all
outta
missions as Dante DLC. Oh, you didn't. You made it to Apocalyptic.
I did.
All right.
Those guys suck.
Yeah, they do. Again, we are playing on the highest difficulty. Dante must die as Dante. So the enemies are a lot more difficult and have a lot of health.
City's lively.
Whee! This is my favorite thing to do in Devil May Cry. Just those cool long jumps.
Romy asked, is turbo mode available?
I haven't noticed. All right, if it is, I haven't unlocked it yet.
Wait, what? Oh, you haven't unlocked. Okay. Controverse Gaming says, how long does it take to finish the story? We've answered this a couple times, but about 10 to 12 hours, depending on how long you spend exploring, how good you are at the combat, and how indecisive you are when you're choosing abilities.
Yeah, people can spend hours
Like
looking
me.
at those abilities.
I am the most indecisive. I'm the worst.
Oh, so something for you, I believe.
Oh, what? Okay,
let's
what's
see.
here? Which level is this?
Let's see, where was it? So you may notice, and if this is a spoiler, I apologize. But one of my weapons is a double Kalina Ann, and normally you would only have one Kalina Ann. I believe. Let's see, I think it's up here. Is it up here?
You don't know how
It's
much
in this
time I
level.
spend
It's
jumping
in this level
up
but
against walls. So much time.
It's definitely in this level, but there's a room that you can go to that has the second Kalina Ann, and it basically gives you both of these, and they have their own set of skills.
All right, Mintel, you're going to have to write me a how to unlock a second.
Yeah, Kalina Ann too.
Yeah. All right. I'm signing this to you right now. I'm not Mitchell's boss. I can't actually tell him what
But
to
the
do.
cool thing about having two Kalina Anns is that you can do that. Oh, wait, that wasn't it.
Oh,
Hold on.
no.
No, that wasn't it.
Whoa.
You can do this. Oh, let me do it.
You're not allowed.
Just let me do it. All right, well, hold
I
on.
like the spiky lizards. I think they're cute.
Ba, 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 ba. Ow!
Clueless asked if you can play DMD mode from the beginning. I don't think you
No.
can. You have to
No.
beat the game first. On either difficulty, at least. Like, by play, I mean beat. You have to beat the game.
Oh, man.
Stanislav Yordanavas, what happened to the one-hit dead in the last difference? I think that's hell or...
Heaven or hell mode.
Okay. And this is not that mode.
No. Yeah.
Marcus Mook says, turbo mode is usually for PC only. No, not like Devil May Cry 5 could run native 4K at double the speed, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Breakdance.
You're being so mean to that guy.
Oh, what? Hold on. Let's see. Okay. Oh. You can do this. Ah, Ghostbusters.
Oh, man, it is.
And you can do this. Oh, wait, no, hold on. You can do this. Oh, okay. That was anticlimactic, but there we go.
Dante's got to have, like, a backpack of holding or something.
All right,
a lot of
That's all
weapons.
those guys. How much time we got? Got about 7 minutes. All right, we'll
7
probably do
minutes.
one or two big battles. I actually just learned about this, so let's do something cool here. Let's see if we can get this off.
Vladimir Ilix says, can we see some other skins and outfits?
I don't think we're gonna have time for it, unfortunately. So right now I'm using Dr. Faust, which actually uses my red orbs to do damage.
What?
Yeah.
I think, so you spend red orbs?
Yep.
Man, I just put together the achievement list yesterday. I'm trying to think. I think you've earned an achievement by spending a certain amount of orbs in this mode.
Uh huh.
I could be wrong. You can double check my answer by going to IGN Devil May Cry 5 wiki.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this.
Come on.
There it is. Nope, that's not it. I actually don't know what that. I think. Oh, so I think that can shoot out red orbs while I just kind of do other things.
Oh, like in Nier.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's actually how that works, but
I think that is how that works in Nier.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. No, I mean I know how it works in Nier. I don't know that it works the same in Devil May Cry 5.
Uh huh.
Zezinesh asked, "Does Pandora's box
here we go.
return in this one?"
Oh, I wasn't able to do it. There's a move that you can do to spend a whole bunch of red orbs, and basically it calls like a red orb meteor to crash.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh.
E.T. Bangin is asking, is there any reason why enemy attacks are so predictable? And he's being a little bit disparaging here. Or they are. But I think the whole point is to be able to learn an enemy's movements and dodge, so there are specific tells so you can get good enough to do that and then earn the SSS rating, which you can only earn by avoiding enemies. So it'd be kind of mean to be like, hey, there's this SSS rating you can get if you dodge these attacks that you'll never know are coming. Right?
Yeah, I think it's part of like being a good action game that, you know, enemies. Oh,
wow.
enemies that can do that much damage to you, you gotta be able to have a way to fight back.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, I guess you could make the argument of it like it being too easy to tell, but I don't think that's the case here.
I don't
in
either.
Devil May Cry 5.
Because if you do make a mistake, you really pay for it.
Yeah.
In both your ranking and in your health.
Yeah.
We go, I suppose.
Up we go, I suppose.
Rami wants you to taunt more.
Taunt more. All right. Well, let's see if I can do this. Let's see.
Whoa. Devil Trigger. Devil Trigger with the hat! I don't know why I like that so
Come
much.
on, let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it.
Oh, no!
He's not gonna let me do it. No. I forgot what button it is.
Okay,
I want to do the red orb meteor. They're not gonna let me do it. All right, screw it. We're just gonna go Cavalier.
Controverse Gaming says, off topic, but will you guys stream Sekiro in a few weeks?
I don't know about us specifically, but someone will.
Oh yeah, someone. Maybe Brendan.
Oh, I died.
Oh no,
Oh, no.
Mitchell.
Oh, no.
This is your like second death in the whole game ever.
I know. All right, but I'll show off also if you use red orbs to revive. Boom! You just knock everyone away.
Oh wow.
And this is what I like to do with Cavalier. Once again, jump cancels, guys. Use them.
The Silent
that the
Walker
back
Zero
scratch.
says, notice me. Hello.
Hi.
You've been noticed. E.T. Bangin says, sorry, I get that. Like a violent, pretty rhythm game. I think the combat's like pretty rhythmic.
You want to know how to use Cavalier? Just look at what I just did.
Oh. Taking notes.
But basically, there's a move that you can get that is like an uppercut in the air. But you can jump cancel that, and you can just kind of keep on doing it. It does multiple hits, so it can parry enemies, and it's very, very good.
Captain Free Video Games on PCs. It's time to go, boys. Buy IGN and funds Devil Never Cry. Have fun, everyone.
Devils May Cry.
Yeah.
Even when
Yeah, have you seen Devil May Cry, baby? Like, there's a lot of
haven't,
crying in that.
actually.
You should watch that.
Even a devil may cry when they lose a loved one.
It's very true.
Oh God, they hurt so bad, Casey.
Again, if you're just tuning in, this is the most difficult difficulty. The highest difficulty. It is the most difficult enemies that you will face. That's Dante.
Yep. I think honestly, Dante probably has some harder missions.
Shimon Kit Rockhub wants to know if there's anything like Super Dante.
I don't want to get.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, guys. But there is Devil Trigger Dante. Oh, I think I died again. All right, well, actually, I think that's probably a good time to wrap. So, Sorry for dying those last couple of attempts at Dante Must Die difficulty. It's hard.
Especially
it
while
is
trying
tough.
to talk to people.
Especially, and also that's like 11 chapters in.
Mhm.
So everyone, thank you so much for watching. And hopefully you guys pick up Devil May Cry 5. I think this game is phenomenal. I gave it a 9.5. I think it is the pinnacle of the Devil May Cry series and just one of the best action games you'll ever play. But yeah.
And be on the lookout for some tips videos with a lot of help from Mitchell. You can get a whole tip video on how to get a triple S style ranking, which he is very good at.
I'm working
And
on
also some basic tips if you're totally new to the series. And also, of course, like check our wiki if you want some more information. Maybe you can throw some stuff up there yourself.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for watching and keep it here at IGN.
Bye bye.
Oops.